We are in a beautiful garden oasis in Layton, Utah. Jessica Luckart, a wonderful and incredible gardener, is going to show us how she cares for her grape plants. And all the tips and tricks that she has in harvesting and making sure that they are as beautiful as you would want in any garden. I really want to hear about your grapes because I'm super jealous of your trellis. So can you give us a little backstory on your grapes?
Okay, I've wanted grapes for a long time, but I didn't know where to grow them. I'm just on a tiny 1/4 acre, so there's not always a lot of space. And this is the north side, so I wanted to not block out any sun. So I thought, what about the front? And I talked to my husband, and a couple years later, he built this arbor for me.
It is gorgeous. It is such a great trellis and arbor and everything. So Jessica, how many different varieties are you growing and what types?
So I have a Canadas, Himrod, 2 Concord seedless grapes, a Neptune, and a Red Swinson. The Neptune is doing the best. It already has like 6 grape clusters on it. So I'm really excited about that one this year.
So you only have a couple years on these grapes, but soon you are going to be swimming in grape juice. Are you ready for it?
Oh yes.
And tell me what you're doing as far as care and fertilizer to get them growing on this trellis.
I started with a lot of compost in that area because, again, clay soil, it was not good in the front. Most of the compost and wood chips and leaves and everything were in the back of the garden. So a lot more compost, some wood chips on top to keep them happy and moist because we live in a very dry area. And then I just use like an organic fruit tree fertilizer and vine fertilizer each year to help them grow.
Awesome. So you do that in the spring?
Yes, usually in the spring, but I will give a couple more helpings when I think about it.
Because obviously beyond good soil and working on that, you have to have some good water. So tell me what your watering system is and what has worked for you.
So again, I started with the sprinklers. It works okay, but not great. It also leads to a lot of weeds. But in the rest of the garden, I have micro sprayers in the beds, and I have drip lines through the raised beds, and then through the in-ground beds, drip lines. So the drip system, I think, is really the way to go. The grapes actually don't have any water on them.
Oh.
Because the lawn gets watered and then my lawn goes downhill.
That's perfect.
And grapes don't like a lot of water. They don't like their feet wet. So I purposely raised up each part where the grapes is. You can kind of see that in the garden.
Awesome, yeah. That's a great thing. In Utah, grapes actually do really well because they're fairly drought tolerant, especially once they're established. Pest-wise, I find I continuously get leaf miners. Do you have a leaf miner problem, or what kind of pests do you see on your grapes?
I do get a couple of leaf miners, but they like my Swiss chard more.
Oh.
So
I would rather take them on my Swiss chard personally, but
maybe that's a trap crop. I'm not sure.
Harvest-wise, what are you planning to do with all these grapes?
I think we're gonna do raisins. There's a lot of table grapes in here, so we'll just eat them fresh. And we'll see, I can too, so maybe we'll do some canning.
Well, I tell you, especially with your kids, you're gonna find them. They're just gonna gobble those things down because they're so sweet. They're sweeter than candy, so that's super exciting. Jessica, thank you so much for inviting us to your beautiful garden. It is such a joy to see. Do you have any advice that you would tell our viewers about gardening?
I would say start small, start somewhere. It's okay if you just have a tiny little area in your backyard or some potted plants or anything, and then it can grow from there. This didn't happen overnight. I've been gardening for over 10 years, and this is over 8 years worth of work. So, just start small and do what you can, and hopefully it will grow into something that you absolutely love.
I love that. Thank you, Jessica. Truly, this was so fantastic. Make sure that you subscribe to Modern Gardener so that you get caught up on the latest videos.